Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 91. And for this particular stream, I'm going to be playing songs for you. So if you check out my description, you can see a list of my original songs. And whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, I'll play it just for you. Or, hoping to get some chat going on. If you've got any questions, whatever topic you want to dive into, anything you're curious about, just ask a question, ask away, and I'll do my best to answer it. And, questions, hey, Steven, thanks for joining us. Questions are just kind of a fun way to just learn more about each other and and connect with people, So it's kind of a simple thing, but something that I enjoy. So looking forward to, I always enjoy new people joining in and getting to know all of you. And so I appreciate this, just kind of doing something simple like this as an opportunity to do that. So we've got Jack, Lady C, and now Steven joining in the chat. Let's see here. I was asking if anyone had anything fun, so that's a question I have for you all. Anything fun or eventful happened lately? Leave a comment. Let me know what's something fun you've done lately or anything eventful. Jack, you were saying hoping to join a group trip to Niagara Falls. That's actually really cool. My mom and dad and my brother, they actually recently went on a trip to Niagara Falls. Some of our church went along to a trip, and it looked like they had a fun time. And they got on the ferry, and they took them like right up to the falls where they were surrounded completely by the water. And it was pretty awesome. They got some good footage of it, and sounded like it was a good trip. So I hope that works out, and I hope you have a good trip with that as well. And yes, I would think that Niagara Falls is going to be more exciting than Shot Day. Let's see here, Lady C. So at the very least, I can enjoy listening to you and the others. Yeah, Lady C is talking about a block party that's going to happen. So I want to give a shout out to Chad. Some of you might remember him. He tuned in our stream last week. But Chad has been just a very strong supporter of independent musicians like myself. And I've met, through Chad, I've met, Lady C and some others who have showed up, LSP, Dom, just a great network of musicians, and just everyone's very, very encouraging and supportive of each other, and everyone's doing a lot, and so it's nice to kind of be a part of a community and partake in things. And so there's a stream happening tomorrow. Some of you might have seen that I actually scheduled a stream on my channel. So it's a multi-stream, meaning that I think it's happening on multiple channels. So you should be able to participate through my channel. You should be able to join in on the block party, or you can go to Chad's channel, or I believe he's partnering up with Conspiracy Music. That's Clay's channel. Speaking of Chad, there he is. Yep. Hey, Chad, thanks for tuning in. I was just talking about the block party. So the block party is going to be happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I'm right about that. So, but it's scheduled on my channel, so you should be able to watch it there, or you can tune in to Chad's channel or Conspiracy. And Lady C, I know you've got such a beautiful singing voice, and I know you've had to had a few issues with it, and so I really hope your voice feels better, and I hope you're able to sing, because I would love to hear you sing tomorrow. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, yep, Chad's saying Friday's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Yep, catching up. Okay, and it's going to be Lady C's first time, too. Yeah, it's going to be my first time participating in a block party, and Lady C's first time participating as well. Steven says, good thing I checked my phone. Almost missed the start. And so, yep, I had texted Steven to remind him. Anyone else who's tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Stan, good to see you, buddy. Always appreciate you tuning in. Let's see here. Jack says, have you seen any of the Disney live-action versions of classic animated films? I have, and yeah, if you want to get me started on that. I think the first few, maybe were decent, but I kind of think they've diminished in quality, and it's certainly, I don't know, it makes sense, but it's I don't know. It's such a simple business opportunity to just kind of take a beloved animated film and then just say, oh, well, we can just easily recreate this and just simply make a live action version of it. And then, a lot of people who probably grew up with the animated film, they're probably parents themselves, so it's an opportunity for them to take their kids. So I think conceptually, I don't think it's a bad idea, but I do think that a lot of times the way that it's executed is usually poorly done. And I'm not sure that there's much of a point for it. If it's going to be like a shot-for-shot recreation, it's I don't know. It's just like, why not just watch the animated film? That's and sometimes it makes more sense. So I certainly have seen some, but I don't know. At the top of my head, I can't. Is that the expression? Nothing comes to mind. I can't remember what, but nothing comes to mind of like a particular one that I've really enjoyed. So I can't say for sure that that it's like, oh yeah, there was one live action recreation that I really enjoyed. I can't say that for sure, but that's not to say that they haven't successfully done one. But I'd have to just kind of think back on which ones they've made. Let's see here. Lady C, I hope to see Niagara Falls someday. Sounds beautiful. Yep, that would be a fun trip. Jack said, did they stay in the U.S. side of the falls, or did they experience the Canadian side? They went over to the Canadian side. So, yeah, I think they had to. I think they were actually in Canada for a little bit while they were on their trip. Apparently, it was a good trip. Whoever organized it was a lady in our church, but she organized it and really had things like set up so that they got like the full experience. They weren't just kind of winging it. They really had a good, made good use of their time. Let's see here. Some hellos. Everyone's saying hi. We like to encourage people to jump chat to chat. Okay, so Chad's saying like, yeah, you can watch from one stream, but definitely, kind of hop on some other channels and kind of try that out. So, yeah, that sounds fun. Let's see here. Stanley says, you young people in your late hours, I think there's a few people who are a part of it who are older than me, so, but it's definitely, yeah, even me, I actually, I used to be a night owl. I used to stay up super late. Unfortunately for health reasons, I try not to stay up quite as late as much. And so, the particular stream shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to stay up as late as I can and participate. But I do think they go on pretty long. I think it was like a 6-hour stream or something. I'm probably only going to be able to stay for about 3 hours, but I think it does go to like 1 in the morning or something like that. Yep, Chad's mentioning a few others. Tony Howie participating for the first time. Michael Songs, Jack Hunter. Awesome, a lot of newbies. So at least me and Lady C aren't the only ones, so that's nice, Lady C says, new ideas would be a nice thing in movies. And yes, I agree. It's yeah, like I love like just a good original idea, just yeah, something, a new a new story, or that's not to say that there aren't certain series that I enjoy, but I think they it still has to be the story. Like, there's nothing wrong with like sequels and things, but there has to be a reason for the story. If it's just kind of like a cash grab, or it's just like just another opportunity for, just to sell these characters. I don't think it's quite as enjoyable. Like, for example, the Mission Impossible, there's a new movie coming out. I'm really looking forward to that. I think the Mission Impossible movies have gotten better as they've gone along, but they've been very consistent. And really, it just kind of works, that's like a series that I can kind of get behind because, like, they have awesome action, and that's all I want. Great characters, awesome action, and just a simple enough story to promote that. That's all that they need, Another example would be like the John Wick franchise. But again, John Wick, there's talk on whether or not they'll do a fifth one. And I personally think, I think it'd be cool if they told more stories in the universe, with kind of other characters. But I think John Wick's story, I think it ended really nicely on the fourth one. So I'd be a little, I'd want them to tread lightly if they were planning on doing a fifth one. But as far as like remakes and stuff, it's like, I mean, sometimes they work, but it's just, yes, like I just love like when something's new, just like a new story, something new that you haven't experienced. It's just, I love new movies. So I'm with you there. Let's see here. Doing a field trip, world premiere of yours. Yep, a little bit of chatting. Yep, Stanley. Yep. The trailer for the live-action Mulan looked very good, but I don't know if I would watch it given that it was apparently filmed in, which that one came out a while back, didn't it? Didn't they do a live-action version for Mulan? That was kind of a while back, and I thought I'd heard poor reviews for that, but again, I hadn't seen it myself, so I can't, you do need to give a movie a fair chance and kind of see it yourself, but let's see, and then Steven says, 1 in the morning is rookie hours. Hey, I used to stay up till like 3 a.m., but usually can't stay up that late these days. But Stan says, awesome. I want to say hello to all the new viewers. I'm Stan. Yeah, so anyone tuning in, this is Stan. Definitely say hello. In fact, if we could, I'll go ahead and kind of kick things off with a song. But anyone who's just joining us, don't be shy. Say hello. And for this particular stream, I am taking requests. So while I'm grabbing my guitar, if anyone has a request, I'll go ahead and play it for you. But if not, I'll just kind of pick a random instrumental and play something for you. But you could find my song list in the description, and just whatever song of mine you'd like me to play, let me know, and I'll play it just for you. And then if you've got any questions, they can be about anything. I could talk forever about movies, so that's a good, Jack was asking me about some movies. If you got more questions like that, if you have music-related questions, anything you're curious about, any topics you just kind of want to dive into, just let me know, and yeah, so we'll have fun. Let's see what's going on, to see if there's any recommendations, but I'll play a song for you guys. I will say, I love it. So many more of you are tuning in, but it's getting harder for me to keep up with the chat, But that's a good problem. That's a problem I'm glad to have. So, let's see here. Yeah. So Steven's staying up super late, 4 a.m. Have fun. Lady says, I'm afraid I don't know enough of your songs to make requests. To be honest, I would say then just pick whatever title. Yeah. If you don't know any of my songs, I would just say pick one. That sounds interesting, like, oh, that's an interesting title. I wonder what that sounds like, and then after I play it, you can decide if you like it or not. All right, we got lots of requests, so we got "Move On" from Stan. I think that's a good one to kick things off with. So we'll start with that, and I will get to your other requests as well. I saw Steven's and Jack's as well. So let me go ahead. But yes, anyone, if you're not super familiar with my catalog, no worries. Just find a title that sounds kind of interesting to you, and just be like, I wonder what that sounds like, and I'll play it, and then after I play it, you can tell me if you liked it or not, And if not, you can just be like, all right, I'm not going to request that one next time. So, all right, here we go. This is a request from Stan. This one is called "Move On." Progress. and that one's called Move On. There we go. That was a suggestion from Stan, so thank you for the request, Stan. And yeah, that one is available on streaming and Spotify, wherever you like to listen to music. You can find that there. So if you enjoyed that, I'm posting a link now. And yeah, that's where you can find that song. So let's catch up with the chat here. I know we had some other requests. We'll dive into those in just a moment. Let's see here. Yeah, we got Love's Not Fair from Steven, so I'll get that for you. And then from Jack, we got Say That It's Over. So let's see here. Pick Slide, spoiler. Well, if Pick Slide, you might have meant Erase Myself. So that's the one with the Pick Slide intro. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate that. All right, we got Get Up again from Lady C. Hey, Dom, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, appreciate you joining in. We're just kind of getting started. A few requests here, and if you got a question, feel free to drop it. Let's see. Yep, thank you. Yep. Awesome, good stuff. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. All right, so we got some other requests here, so we're going to dive into them. Dom, I hope you've been doing well. I've been meaning to try to, been trying to kind of slip into a stream and just say hello, but man, I don't know. It's been a busy week, so sorry if I haven't been on the radar much, but just wanted to let you know I appreciate you, man, and hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're going to be a part of the block party tomorrow or not, but Chad invited me to participate in that, and so I'm looking forward to tuning in on that. So again, yep, the block party is going to be tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can tune in on my channel. But then it's nice to, as Chad recommended, to sort of channel hop a little bit, kind of try out some different chats and get to meet people from other channels and stuff. So looking forward to that. Oh, Stan was saying it was a hint for my next request. So, well, yeah, I know which one Stan's requesting next then. Awesome. Well, anyone tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Let me know how you're doing. If you've got a question about anything, it could be about movies, about music, whatever question you might have, any topic you want to dive into, just, ask away and I'll go. If Dom says, tell me about it, I may stop in and play a few if there's room. Awesome. Yeah. Love to see it, man. Love to hear you play. So, if that would be cool. And then, yeah, we got a lot of requests here, so I might go ahead and try to kind of tackle some of these. But as I'm playing, if you've got any questions for me, just let me know, and I'll do that for you. So we had a request from Steven for Love's Not Fair. So let me go ahead and get that set up, and I'll go ahead and play that for you. Love's Not Fair. This is my most recent release. And so, again, this one is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that goodness there. Give me just a second. I'll have to tune for this one. And hoping to have a new song for you guys. Not sure when it's going to be released, but getting ever closer to finishing it. But it's definitely tough to. There's a lot of things to juggle, so I'm eager to work on it, but kind of got some other things too. Okay, and let me switch my tone. Yep, so after a nice hard rockin' song, now we're going to get soft. We're going to play something pretty. So, but that's all right. That's what this is for. This is for you. So, Steven, this one goes out to you. This is his request. This is my song, Love's Not Fair. Hope you like it. Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, falling to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not there. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. So stop beating up myself. You took the punishment yourself. And it's just foolish pride to think that I could ever hurt myself enough to cover what I've done. I could cut myself dry and it still would never be enough. Makes no sense at all. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. But love isn't fair. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair. All right, there you go, Steven. That's Love's Not Fair. Let me adjust my headphones here. I actually unplugged it, and I'm only hearing through my left speaker. So, come on, there we go. All right, good. All right, yep, that was a request from Steven. That's Love's Not Fair. So thanks for the request, appreciate it. Going to catch up with the chat here, and yeah, if you like the song, you can find that on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. Just posted a link for you all to check out. So let's catch up with the chat here. Okay. Thanks, Lady C. Lady C says that's a really pretty guitar part. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Sounds really good on acoustic, which you can still hear the acoustic in the backing track. Special thanks to my brother. Let me use his Martin. What is it? HD 28 or something like that. Really, really nice sounding guitar. And yeah, thank you. I don't know. It's I certainly tried. I tried to make it sound pretty. You know, I like to try to find. I like to try to find like odd notes, you know. I don't like to go to like the most predictable places. I like to kind of explore different notes and different combinations. I like a lot of dissonance, you know, notes that are right next to each other. But I try to do it in a way that that's still pleasing to listen to, you know, and still catchy, you know. Like I love, you know, like I love a good melody. Like I want a melody to get stuck in my head. So I like finding those odd notes, but I try to arrange them in a way where it's still, you know, very catchy and kind of something that sticks. So thank you, appreciate that. Steven says, one of my favorite songs. Thank you. Chad says, love the song. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the kind words. Lady C says, I think this is the only one I know, but it's certainly a lovely song. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, yeah, if you stick around, hopefully afterwards, yeah, you'll know a few more of mine, you know. Let's see. Stanley says, I gave a heart emoji. One, because I love the song, and two, you sing it with the same heart you wrote it with. Well, thanks, Stan. That's such a sweet thing to say, and I appreciate it. It definitely. That's certainly something I've had to learn with live streams is you know, when you write something, you spend a lot of time with the song, and you know, you try to kind of pour your heart into it, but as much as it meant when you first created it, you do kind of get used to hearing it. You know, you're working on the technical side of just producing the song, and so a lot of times whenever I release a song, I'm almost I wouldn't say I'm sick of it, but I almost just I don't have that same appreciation for it that I did when I first created it. And then so it's kind of nice when I take a little break from a song and then come back to it, I kind of realize like, oh yeah, I remember why I wrote this, and I remember what it means to me. And that's something that I try not to forget, especially like when it comes to performance. You know, I hope I never get to the point where, you know, I'm singing a song and just kind of going through the motions. I do try to put everything I can into a performance, you know, into a song. And some days it's easier than others. You know, it's not always an easy thing to do, but I definitely, I certainly try. So thank you, Stan. I appreciate the kind words. Anyone who's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Yeah, I'm taking requests. I've got a few other requests that I'll dive into in a moment here. So if you'd like to request a song of mine, you can find the song list in the description. Or if you've got a question, if you'd like to ask me something, you know, we can dive into a topic and kind of get to talking, and yeah, just kind of see what's going on and stuff. So. I figure I'll share a story with you guys. This didn't happen last week, but the week before. Yeah, I thought this was kind of something eventful that happened to me recently, so I thought I'd kind of share it. But some of you might know that I enjoy skateboarding, so I kind of grew up with it. You know, it was actually thanks to the Tony Hawk video games. That's kind of what got me into playing guitar and got me into rock music and all that stuff. I skated for a while, got into high school, got out of it for a little bit, and then once I graduated, I ended up getting back into skateboarding. And my hometown, Charlottesville, Virginia. We're very blessed to have like an awesome skate park, and so I go there. I go there every Saturday, and it's just a nice way to just kind of like, you know, relieve some stress. I wouldn't say that I'm stressed out, but you know, it's a nice thing after like a busy week. It's a nice thing to just kind of like you're totally zoned in on what you're doing. You're focusing on the trick, and it's something that there's always more to it. And, you know, what I love about skating is like you never master it. You know, it's just like, you know, once you've landed something, there's a next level that you can take it to, and that's kind of the fun part. That's what I enjoy, is just kind of pushing myself and sort of setting goals for myself and trying to achieve them. And so it's kind of a nice way to sort of kind of cleanse my mind a little bit, get my mind off of things, and then after skating, I feel a bit refreshed, and then I can come back and kind of hit things hard with work. So that's what I enjoy about it. But had a pretty eventful encounter at the park the other day. I don't witness a whole lot of injuries or anything. Falling's pretty common. Like if you're going to get into skateboarding, you're going to fall. You know, that's a big part of skateboarding. Like half of skateboarding is falling. You have to learn how to fall, which is kind of what I like about skating. I think it just applies to so many things in life. I think anything worthwhile going after, you're going to have to learn how to fall, and you're going to fall a lot in your attempt of going after that thing, but that's what makes it so much more rewarding. And just because you fall, you know, like you can learn how to fall. You can learn how to fall safely. And so just because you ever mess up at something you're pursuing or something that you're attempting, it doesn't mean that you have failed. You know, I would say that to truly fail is to not try at all. You know, just because you didn't succeed the first time doesn't mean that you can't try again and learn from your past mistake and succeed the next time. So that's yeah, that's kind of, I think that carries over to a lot of things in life, but that's definitely in skating. You're going to fall a lot. But I had a good session. I had a lot of fun, and I was getting near the end of it. And on the other side of the park, there were a couple teenagers around 16. 16 in age, not 16 teenagers. There was about 3 of them. And apparently, I didn't know this at the time, but I think 2 of them were friends, and they had met another boy at the park, and they were kind of starting to skate together, and he was fairly new to skating, and they were getting him to, they were encouraging him to drop in on a ramp. So it's a quarter pipe, so it's sort of this C-shaped, not really C-shaped, but it's kind of this curve, this transition here, and then he was going to drop in. He set up at the top of it and was going to drop his board in and just roll down the incline of that ramp. And so he went for it, and he took a pretty nasty fall. I didn't actually witness the fall, but when I looked over there, it looked like people were crowding around. And so when I did make it over there, the poor kid, he broke his arm, and it was a pretty nasty break. Like it didn't pierce skin, but the bone was definitely like pushing into the skin. You could see it was like an obvious break, and so it was pretty intense. So it was like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? And so at first they were about to call a medic. Or about to call an ambulance to come pick him up, but he they knew that was going to be like super expensive, and they were like, well, is there someone here that could take him? And so I was like, hey man, I'll take him. I'll take him to the hospital. So we were trying to get a sling made for him, but it was just, we had no clue. We tried a few attempts, tried like tying some shirts together, but eventually it was just like, all right, man, I think you're just going to have to hold your arm, and we're just going to have to walk you. We'll get my vehicle ready. Unfortunately, I think his parents were away. I don't know if they were on some trip or something, but his parents weren't there. But thankfully, he had it was either his neighbor or his aunt. I'm not sure, but he had someone who was going to be able to come get him. But at the meantime, it was kind of just strangers. I had just met him, and I was walking him to the car. I didn't know these other boys, and apparently they didn't really know him either. And so, but they were kind of handling communication and stuff. And so we all got in my vehicle, and man, it's like, unfortunately, like I've got a great Jeep that has served me well, but I don't have AC in it, so it's like, sorry fellas, we're gonna have to rock the windows down and stuff. And I just wish I had a more comfortable ride for that situation, but thankfully, he seemed fine. We got him in the seat, and we drove there. I dropped them off, and it was kind of interesting because again, they kind of left their stuff in the car with me. And I had to go look for parking. I'd never done this before, so I'm kind of looking around. Took me a little while, but I found it. We had exchanged numbers, so they texted me. They're like, "You coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, just found parking on my way." And I got in there and kind of brought his stuff. And some of the boys were like, "Man, we were kind of worried. We didn't know if you were going to like take off or something." And I was like, "That'd be messed up, drop someone off at the hospital and then leave with their stuff. Like, I'm not going to do that." But they didn't know me, so they were glad that I didn't do that. And so yeah, got in there, and it was kind of funny. We got him into the. They got him in a room. They got him in bed, and they came in, and I don't think they were expecting so many of us, and. They were like, we only need, 2 like family or friends. Are like, well, none of us, we don't actually know him. We just met him at the park, and so we just dropped him off. And but they let us stay and kind of hang around until eventually his aunt came or his neighbor, whoever it was. And so they came, we left, but he seemed pretty appreciative. He was in a lot better mood. Like once we dropped him off, we kind of were able to chat a little bit and just kind of lighten the mood. And then I took the other boys back to the skate park. And so it was a pretty eventful way to end the skate session. But thankfully, we got him in place and taken care of and stuff, and I didn't get to go to the skate park last week, so I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I find those 2 boys again and kind of catch up with them. But yeah, so that's my story. That's something eventful that has happened to me lately. So I don't know if any of you have kind of an eventful story or anything that's happened lately, but if so, you can leave a comment. If you've got any questions for me, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play another song. We had a few more requests here. Stanley comments saying, I had to learn how to fall or bail out, LOL, when four-wheeling. And yeah, I would think so if especially if you're taking that off jumps and stuff, then yeah, you're definitely going to want to know how to get out of that safely. So scrolling back up, let's see here. We had a couple more. Jack had a request for Say That It's Over. So let me go ahead and play that for you. And yeah, we'll go from there. If anyone else would like to make a song request, you can find a list of my songs in the description, so feel free to make a request. If you've got a question, something you're curious about and you'd like to hear my thoughts on, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it. All right, Jack. Jack, let me know if you're still out there. Just want to make sure the people who are making the requests, I want to make sure they are present for me to play it for them. Lady C asks, Blue Ridge Mountain, Charlottesville. I don't know exactly. I'm not really in the Blue Ridge Mountain area, but I am in Charlottesville. So I don't live in Charlottesville. I live just outside. I live in Earlysville. You might know where that's at, but Charlottesville is kind of my local town, when I go and I go to the McIntyre skate park. So the particular hospital was UVA was where we dropped him off at. But so I know I'm sure there's I've seen Blue Ridge somewhere, so Blue Ridge Mountain. But yeah, well actually I think Virginia, it's known for the Blue Ridge Mountains, so maybe that's what it is. I know I've heard that, but it's like I'm not familiar with like, oh yeah, I live at Blue Ridge Mountain, or I've been to Blue, so, but yes. All right, yep, just want to make sure. Jack, if you're out there, just let me know, and I'm going to play this song for you. Jack requested Say That It's Over, which is a song that I've released, so. Stanley made a comment saying, I played on stage live with your dad, and he did. We had, at our church, we have these Wednesday night classes, so, for different age groups and stuff, and we had taken a break from Wednesday night classes last month, and now we're starting them back up, and so we had this kind of little get-together, and so we had a music section, segment, and Stan got to play bass for it. My dad played guitar, and we were kind of we're fortunate to have a lot of musicians from different generations. So we've got younger teenagers who are just learning their instruments and starting to play, and then we've got a lot of older people like my dad who have played for years, and every age in between. And so it was kind of fun to just bring everyone together. It was just a way to kind of bring all the different age groups together and just kind of be together. So yeah. So Stan, I guess that's glad you enjoy doing that. Yep. It's my dad. Yeah, he's a pretty good guitarist, and he definitely has good experience with it because he didn't even get to show up for practice. He showed up like 5 minutes before we were going to play, and then I had to show him the songs real quick, and he's like, all right, got it, so, and he did great. He sounded good. So. Well, I don't know if Jack's out there. He might have had to slip away for a moment. Yeah, Jack, if you're out there, let me know. So I'm going to play a different song. Lady C requested Get Up Again, and I don't think you've heard this song, but I'll go ahead and play it for you. It's actually, that kind of works nicely because Get Up Again is indirectly related to skateboarding. Because that's what it's about. Skateboarding, again, is something you're going to fall over and over again. It's about getting back up and trying. And so that's what the song is about. The song is about, whatever you are trying, you're going to fall, but, that's just part of it. Like, it's not worth making a big deal about falling, get back up, try again, so don't give up. So this is for all of you, whatever you are facing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever goals you have. I know sometimes it gets hard. I know it can be challenging. I know it can be a bit of a struggle, but you can do it. And just because you don't succeed the first time doesn't mean you can't get back up and try again. So, yeah, so keep your chin up, and you'll be good. So this one goes out to you, Lady C. This is Get Up Again. One second. Got to tune my guitar back. Let's try that again. There you go. Fall down, get up again. Take two. Down on the floor. You've been here many times before. You can't ignore. The time in hand is running short. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Still holding on, still pushing through this marathon. Give all you've got. There's not much further left to crawl. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Thank you. Again, that was a request from Lady C. That one's called Get Up Again. And I have released that song, so if you enjoyed it, you can listen to it again. You can find it on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you like to listen to music. So I'm going to post a link for that. Yeah, if you enjoyed that, here you go. Here is a link to listen to it again when you get a chance. So, yep, catching up with the chat here. Yep, Stanley says, love the song. Fill in the blank and get up again. And, yep, pretty much, whatever you're going after, it's just, get up and try again. Lady C says, good message. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Stanley says, love those lyrics. It always hurts, but it hurts worse to never have tried it. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I just think that's how it goes. I think something, we defeat ourselves before we even try sometimes. Whatever it is that we're going after, we're too scared of failing, and so we just, would rather not try at all. And it's like, well, if you're gonna fail, and if you're gonna not try anyway, it's like, well, you might as well, you might as well just accept that. Like, well, let me go ahead and try, and even if I don't, it's like, well, if I'd quit anyway, that's just how it would have happened. It's like inevitable, so it's like, there's no reason not to try. It's like, just go for it. And I think that's, one of the biggest enjoyments of life, whether you're going to connect with people or experiences or whatever it is that you're doing is, getting out there and trying it and actually making an effort to see if you can make it happen. So yeah, it's, so thanks, Stan. Yeah, I'm glad that it helps. And, I think a lot of times in life, we tend to seek comfort. We tend to gravitate towards it. But I think the reality is, like, whatever you do in life, there's always going to be some kind of hurt. And so if you're going to get hurt, you might as well get hurt, going after something worthwhile. Not hurting, and certainly not being hurt from something that you could have handled differently. Yeah, definitely. There you go. There's my thoughts for you on that. So, yep, Lady C says that's a good way to look at it. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Anyone who's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello, and if you'd like to request a song, let me know. Again, I think we only had one other request from Jack, but I'm not sure if Jack is still out there. So, Jack, if you are, let me know. As soon as you show back up, I will play Say That It's Over for you. But anyone else who's tuning in, if you'd like to request a song, just let me know. Yeah, you can find my list of songs in the description. So you can find that. If anyone's got a question, anything that they'd like to ask me, anything you're curious about that you'd like to learn, just let me know, and and I will try to answer that for you. Stan asks, I forgot to mention, I played with you on acoustic and vocals. Let's see. Played with me on acoustic and vocals. Oh, do you mean, did you play along with a recording or something? Because I know you played, if you're talking about yesterday, yes, you played along while I was singing. But I wasn't on acoustic. It was just Dad on acoustic. So I don't know if you're referring to yesterday, or if you meant that there was a recording of me playing a song acoustically and you played along with me. So, but yeah, I gave Stan guitar lessons for a little bit, and yeah, Stan's been doing great. He's been playing a lot of bass lately, but still picking up the guitar and keeping fresh with that. So. That's awesome. Lady C, let me ask you. I know you sing. I think you've got a beautiful singing voice. I can't remember, and sorry if I've asked you this already, but do you play any instruments? And if so, what instruments do you play? Or are you primarily just a vocalist? But yeah, I'd be curious to hear that. I know there's lots of musicians in the community. Jake was late. Yep. Jake was my brother-in-law. He was late as well, but again, he showed up and handled it just fine too. It was some songs that he was familiar with playing, and so he was able to do that. So yeah, just to kind of update you guys on some stuff going on. So yeah, appreciate you all tuning into the streams. This stream started at 6:30. We're trying that out, and so far, I mean, this one started off pretty good. In the past, when I would start at 6 o'clock, it just seemed like it took a while for people to show up. And so my hope is that starting at 6:30 is kind of the time when everyone's like ready to tune into the stream. And that may or may not work, but we'll see. We're gonna try that for a while and see what happens. But definitely appreciate that, people tuning in. Lady C says, I used to play the piano, but it's difficult for me to do now. Yeah, it can be a little tricky, but that's cool, And I would just say, just do what you want to do. If you still want to play piano, I think you can do it. Don't yeah, it's that simple. I think if you want to play piano, I think you can do it. If you're like, oh, I enjoyed it, but I'm not, worried about keeping up with it, then that's fine as well. If you prefer to just focus on singing, that's fine as well. But yeah, that's cool that you played some piano. I actually play piano too. Piano was the first instrument that I learned how to play. I took piano lessons back when I was 8. And it was kind of just one of those things that my parents signed me up for, like I didn't mind it, but it wasn't like something that I wanted to do. And then when I was 12, that's when my cousin introduced me to the Tony Hawk video games, and we started playing that. That got me into skateboarding, and then the soundtrack was a lot of punk rock, a lot of 80s rock, and so that got me into to rock music. I wanted to learn guitar after that. And it's kind of funny because my dad totally would have taught me guitar, but for some reason, I come from a big family. I've got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so there are 7 kids. There's 9 of us in all, and we all play music. And so for some reason, I kind of got this impression that like I was assigned piano, like, guitar wasn't my instrument. That was my brother's instrument. I was supposed to play piano. I don't know why I got that impression, but, and so for some reason, I kind of just set out to learn it myself. My cousin showed me a simple technique that, oh, hey, we got Daniel in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Yep, good to see you, brother. But yeah, my cousin showed me a simple technique, and that kind of got me started with playing guitar. And I would try to play the songs that I had heard on the video game, but I couldn't remember how they went. So whenever I played them for him, he would always just tell me, nope, that's not how it goes. You're playing it wrong. And I just wanted to play guitar. I was kind of getting tired of him telling me I was playing it wrong. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make up my own songs. So that way he can't tell me I'm playing it wrong. And that's when I started songwriting. So that's kind of how that started. So I would say guitar is probably my primary instrument. But a few years later, I discovered an artist. Some of you might know him, Ben Folds. I don't know if there's any Ben Folds fans out there. Let me know. I love Ben Folds. For a long time, like when I first learned piano, there wasn't a whole lot of piano music that I actually liked. The only thing I liked to play on piano music were just sad, pretty songs. If it sounded sad and it sounded pretty, then I liked the way that sounded. But other than that, that it didn't really necessarily matter the genre. It was just like that particular sound, those kind of notes. But later, I watched a movie called Hoodwinked. So if anyone's seen that movie, it's an animated film. I love it. It's kind of a detective noir take on the story of Little Red Riding Hood. But there's a scene in that movie where Little Red Riding Hood is sad, and there's a song that plays called "Red is Blue." And it was a sad and pretty piano song, and it was played by Ben Folds, and I heard it, and I was like, wow, I really like that. And I was like, hey, I know how to play piano. I should learn how to play that song. So I learned how to play it. I looked up the artist, saw his name was Ben Folds, and then I was like, okay, cool, and then didn't think anything else of it. But then later, this was back when MySpace was a thing, and so I was on MySpace one day, and there was a performance from Ben Folds. I was like, hey, that's that guy. And he was doing a live performance on MySpace. And so I checked it out, and it was awesome. I loved his music. It was rock music, but with a piano. And I had just never heard piano played like that before. And so that he kind of got me back into it and kind of picked back up with piano. So now, as far as, I love a lot of different styles of music, so I definitely enjoy, piano music. In metal, piano isn't really a primary instrument, but I can say I have plans I've got some songs that I intend to have some piano featured in them, so I'm kind of excited about trying that out. It's always cool, when piano can work. There's certain songs, I think of bands like Evanescence, and even Periphery has had some piano in their music, and or Red, the band Red. They'll have these great, rock metal songs, but they've got like piano parts integrated in them, and yeah, it's a really cool sound. So I'm kind of looking forward to experimenting around with some of that stuff eventually. But Daniel, always appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. How's your week been, man? Let me know what's new with you. And if you'd like, I'm just taking song requests, so feel free to make a request if there's a song you'd like me to play for you, or if you've got any questions, anything you'd like to, any topics you'd like to dive into and discuss, or whatever it might be, anything you're just curious about, just let me know and I will answer it for you. Lady C says, I enjoy it still, and I've done it recently, just a bit physically challenging now. I quit lessons when I was 12 or 13 too. Yep. Well, cool. Yep. Well, I'm certainly sorry to hear that you have some physical challenges with it, but I do hope you're able to overcome that. I know, yeah, I know that stuff can be a bit difficult to kind of deal with. I'm fortunate that I don't have any health concerns that are that affect me musically, at least not much. But I do have some battles with nocturnal epilepsy, which means sometimes I have seizures in my sleep, and I'm very fortunate that they only happen in my sleep. Been dealing with them for about over 10 years now, and fortunately they never happen when I'm awake. So thank God for that. But they do suck when they happen. Whenever they happen, it's just it kind of feels like I wake up from a car wreck. You just your body's sore, your headaches, and it takes a little while. Sometimes I'll injure myself. Usually like a joint or something like my shoulder or my hip, and I'll have to kind of. I really enjoy fitness. I really enjoy physical activity, and so I'm always striving to get stronger, and I have goals physically, but sometimes it's a bit of a step back whenever I have an episode, and I have to kind of lighten what I'm doing and sort of go through more of a physical therapy and kind of recover it. So I mean that's maybe the closest I can relate is having some kind of physical limitation with health and stuff. So I'm certainly certainly sorry if there's something that interferes with your ability to be able to do music, but I'm certainly rooting for you to overcome any of that. And I hope your voice is strong and you can sing, and I hope whatever limitations are preventing you from playing piano, that you can overcome those as well. Lady C says, sounds scary to have it happen in your sleep. I mean, truth be told, I just wake up and it's happened. I think it's probably more scary for anyone who witnesses it. When I used to share a room with my brothers, there have been times where they would have to inform me in the morning, which they never really needed to inform me because I could tell that I'd had one. But they've certainly been a bit of a thing to deal with. But you're absolutely right. God is good. Let's see here. Stanley was saying, LSP, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Stanley says it was nice to see Jill playing piano. Yep, again, for our little music event yesterday, she was playing piano for that. She's been playing mostly guitar, but I actually gave her piano lessons, and so it's always nice to see her playing that. Daniel says, been good. Just got home from work, trying to stay cool. Yeah, I can't imagine how hot it is there. Right now in Virginia, I think temperatures are getting up to like 100 degrees or something like that. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting something, but it is pretty ridiculous how hot it's getting. It's supposed to be pretty hot the next few days. So again, I'm planning to go to the skate park on Saturday, but I might have to go in the evening because during the day when I normally go, it's pretty hot. LSP, I hope you're doing well. How's your week been? Anything fun or eventful happened lately? Let me know what you've been up to. Let's see here. We got Ravi and Sarana, the strong duo. Are you ready, kids? I guess we're ready. Yep. If you'd like me to play a song for you, I can. Just let me know, and I will do that. Daniel says, it's like 108 there. So, that sounds ridiculously hot. Well, definitely, yep. I hope you can succeed in staying cool. Well, awesome. Well, let me go ahead and play some songs for you guys. If anyone's got a request, let me know. You can find my songs in the description, and I will play them just for you. Ravi and Sarana. I don't know if there are two of you watching or if it's just one person right now. Do you know the Fighting Dreamers song from Naruto? I'm afraid I don't. I'm afraid as far as song requests go, they're just original songs. So it's original songs in a list in the description. Yes. I'm afraid I don't know that one, but I am familiar with Naruto. I'd still have to catch on. Play Go by Flow. I think I'm familiar with Flow as well. I think I know that group, but I don't know if I know the song Go. All right, here. Yep. Good stuff. Yep, good stuff happened in the chat. All right, so let me go ahead and see if I can play a song for you guys. This was one that Stan was kind of alluding to earlier. This is a song of mine. He was kind of giving a hint. I think he wanted to request this one. So this one's called Erase Myself. Hope you like it. Let me get my track set up real quick. All right, here we go. I'll brace myself for all this pain, erase myself and start again. Grab a hold of me and throw the deep end. Show me the flame that burns inside of me, and I'll brace myself for all this pain, erase myself and start again. And I'll face myself with honesty, erase myself and start again. Yeah. Without the refiner, it's time to change what used to define me. Resist the pain, I have to keep fighting. Ignite the flame that's deep down inside me. Thank you. Again, that one's called Erase Myself. Thanks for the suggestion, Stan, or more so the implied suggestion. He didn't actually request it, but yeah, that one's called Erase Myself. If you enjoyed that song, I'll post a link, and you can listen to it again. You can find it on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So, hey, Conspiracy Music, thanks for tuning in. Clay, good to have you. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat here. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, yep. Lots of stuff happening, so yep, give me a second here. Yep, Clay, good to have you in the chat. LSP, all is well. Landed a big job, so I'm busy. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well. GTSA, I'm trying to think what GTS. Good to see ya, I'm guessing is, yeah, that's what that is. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, congrats on the big job. And so, yeah, hope that goes well. I'm sure you're busy, but glad you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well myself, you know. Let's see here. Have you heard the Peaches song from the Mario movie? I have. I love Jack Black, and yeah, I thought that was a pretty fun little song. Pretty sure I've got some nephews and nieces, and I'm pretty sure they saw the movie, and you know, so I hear them singing that tune. I'm sure they had a blast with it. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'll have to make sure I get that one. And yep, good to know that Clay hasn't melted, so that's nice. Clay says, had such a good time, but glad to be home. Hey, appreciate the fire. Great news. Home is where love is. Appreciate the hearts. Vocals are hitting. Thanks. I was struggling a little bit on those high notes, but thank you. I think overall, I think I did okay. So, Lady C says, oh, I've definitely heard this one before, too. Guess I know more than one of your songs. Yeah, at least you know two. Yep, so there you go. Yep, that's two. I do think, yeah, as far as like, you know, the whole, I guess, headphones and music community, I think the two songs of mine that have kind of been shared with the community so far have been Love's Not Fair, because that was my most recent release, and then there were a couple streams where they played my song, where they played that song, Erase Myself. So those are kind of the main two. But yeah, definitely looking forward. Again, there's going to be a block party tomorrow. Excited for that, and so looking forward to kind of sharing a few of my maybe lesser known songs for you all. So yeah, I've got a little bit of a catalog. Again, if you look in the description, you can see a list of the songs I have. So I've got a little bit, and hoping to write more. We're already working on a new one that I'm looking forward to getting done and releasing. Yep, some hellos. Yeah, thanks for the applause. And thanks, Lady C. Appreciate that. She says, great one. Yeah, LSP says, talking to Chad, glad you had a great time, seeing pictures. Yep, so, Clay, sounds like maybe you were on a trip recently, so yep, glad you had safe travels, and yeah, I hope it all went well. South Rim. So sounds like it was some good stuff. And yeah, Clay says, looking forward to the block party. Yeah, definitely appreciate, yeah, Chad had extended the invitation to me, so I'm looking forward to being a part of it. And yeah, excited to try that out. So, thanks, Lady C. Lady C says, look forward to hearing more of your songs, live and otherwise. Well, I appreciate that. And again, I do have a few more that I can perform live. And what's kind of nice is, as soon as I finish writing a song, I can start performing it live. It takes a little extra work to actually release the song, but as soon as the song's done, it's not that hard for me to, you know, to make a demo backing track that I can play along with and start performing the song. So, so that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward. I mean, it's kind of nice. I've got, you know, some new people in the chat, new listeners, and so it's nice having a few new people to kind of appreciate these songs. But I've had a few, you know, tried and true, you know, regulars who attend, and so I'm looking forward to bringing them new music. Thankfully, you know, they seem to still enjoy the songs I'm playing for them, but definitely want to bring some new stuff, so it's not just, you know, hearing the same thing over and over again. I try to mix it up as best I can, but yep, Chad is an amazing guy. He's yeah, I love his passion for music, you know, and definitely. You know, he's a blessing to have. So I appreciate all that he does in his in sharing and just this whole community that he's developed. You know, it's awesome what he does. So yeah, big shout out to Chad. Anyone who's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And if you'd like me to perform a song for you, you can find my song list in the description, and feel free to make a request, and I'll play a song just for you. If you've got a question for me, feel free, just ask away. If you're curious about anything, if you'd like to learn something, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it. I'll try to answer that question and see what I can do. So, let's see here. A few more little updates. Always kind of trying to make some improvements and stuff. So, kind of continuing with the live streams. I've got like some little goals of what I'm trying to do. For anyone who's been watching my streams for a while, you might know that I didn't always have the lights in the back, so kind of trying to do that. And at some point, I'm going to tweak one other light. I've got a light here to kind of light the front of me a bit, but it's I want to get a more white light. It's a little orangish, and so I'd like to improve that. And then I'm hoping I can maybe upgrade this camera to my DSLR. I've got a DSLR camera, and I'm hoping that maybe I could use that for these streams. I'm not sure if I could, but if I could, then that would immensely improve the video quality, which would be pretty awesome. So, especially because one thing I'm starting to do, and I might actually share this tip for those of you who are making music content. But lately, I've been kind of just making, taking clips from my live streams. Whenever I do a live stream, I'll download the footage and I'll start making shorts out of them. I'll find like little highlights from the stream, and I've just been posting those. And they've been doing all right. It's I'm not going to say they've blown up or anything, but I don't think anything is going to. Anything worthwhile, I don't think is going to blow up right away. I think it's got to take time to develop. At least that's what I'm hoping, and that seems to be what I've heard, is you've got to give something its time to work. And so, as you guys might know, shorts and reels and TikTok, all that stuff is like very popular right now, and it's actually a very nice opportunity to create more ways for people to find your song. Rather than just having the one song and then just putting out the one video for it, you can make several shorts with just a clip of that song and kind of post it. And so I've been kind of trying to promote these live streams by starting to make content out of it, making shorts. And it's a fairly simple thing to do. Now, as of right now, like the quality isn't like super great because I'm having to zoom in, to crop for the vertical, because it's vertical. Obviously the stream right now, you're watching this is horizontal, but for shorts, most people watch that with a vertical screen, and so I think it tends to work better just to fill up the whole screen rather than having the just a short horizontal tidbit. So I zoom in, with the crop, and so the quality isn't super great. So that's one thing that I think the lighting helps a little bit. The lighting, at least it visually is a little more pleasing. Kind of has a cool color palette and stuff. But yeah, so hopefully if I can get the camera upgraded, that'll kind of help with that. But that's kind of how it goes, I think what's really important, especially for musicians, is just to do the thing, rather than it's easy to make excuses. And I think that's something that's a mistake that I've made before, where I was such a perfectionist, and now I'm kind of learning no, just do it and just kind of get better as you go. So I'm definitely excited for improving, but right now it's just I'm just glad that I'm doing it. I'm just glad that I'm making the content and just having the consistency, because I think that's the first. That's just a hard enough thing to do. It's just having that consistency, and I think once you have that, then you can worry about bettering the quality and all that. Clay says, I do all kinds of shorts, not just music. That's awesome. Actually, I think I've seen a few of yours. In fact, if you were talking about sites, were you at the Grand Canyon recently? Is that what you're talking about? Because I think I saw a short today of some footage from the Grand Canyon, and that's pretty awesome. some pretty spectacular stuff. Lady C says, I think I gave up on shorts. I do know, when it comes to shorts, from what I've seen, I know it sounds ridiculous, but really you're supposed to post at least once a day, if not multiple times a day. And so, but what I've kind of learned is when something's sort of overwhelming like that, just kind of ease into it. So even myself, I'm just doing Monday through Friday. I'm not worried about Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just doing one short a day. And there are ways to I do have ways of batching content, like even right now, like I'll just take a week to make a month worth of content, and then I will schedule that for the next month. And that helps. Now, some things, like right now, Instagram, I can't schedule, which is kind of frustrating. So that's the only one that I have to have a reminder to post every day. But I just add it to the to-do list. Like first thing, I'm just like, oh, let me upload this Instagram short. And thankfully, because it's a short, it doesn't take too long to upload. It takes longer than I'd like, but still. And that's interesting. So Lady C says, it seems like I bother people by posting that much, so I don't want to do that. Well, it depends what you want, because I think that's the insecurity that every artist has. But what I've been learning, and if I've learned anything about marketing, is like you don't have to be worried about that. It's like, because it's kind of for two things. Hey, Hannah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. If you think about it, if you post, not everyone is going to see everything that you post. The people who follow you, they might see it, but the shorts and stuff, they're not really for the people who are already following you. They're for the people who don't know you yet. And so that's kind of the purpose. So it's posting that stuff as an opportunity for anyone who hasn't heard of you. It's a chance for them to find your music and discover it. Hey, Fat Girl Spelunker, appreciate you tuning in. Why'd you take my comment down? I didn't, so not sure what you're referring to, but unless something automated and took it down. But what did you comment earlier? And I can try to refresh that. But yeah, Lady C, I would say don't worry about that. Not everyone sees everything you post, and so you're not going to annoy anyone. And anyone who's kind of following you, they're going to appreciate it. They're not going to be annoyed like, man, this person posts all the time. Even people who follow you, they're following other people too oftentimes, and so I wouldn't worry about bothering people. In fact, it sounds like most people don't post enough as far as when it comes to like marketing and that kind of thing. So let's see. Sorry, catching up. Clay was saying, I'll bring shorts tomorrow during the block party. Sounds good. LSP, thanks for hitting that like button. Anyone else, if you don't mind, please hit that like button. Appreciate it. In fact, I'll post a couple little things here. I've been posting some songs. But anyone who, if you've enjoyed the stream so far, just a couple things that help. I'll post. This is a virtual tip jar, and so I definitely appreciate any support. Kind of helps me to keep doing this. And if you'd like to stay notified about new releases and new content, here is a link for my email list. And if you sign up for that, then that's a way for me to contact you directly and notify you whenever I've got a new song or whatever it might be. So, all right, catching up. Clay was saying, yes, Grand Canyon. We got a request for Brothers to the End from Stanley. I had to walk away for a moment. If you've already played it, no, I hadn't played it. An instrumental for me would be Ascension. Sorry for spelling. No worries. All right, got a couple there. Lady C's, let's see. Hannah, hope you're doing well. Anything fun or eventful happened lately? And I did reply, I had shared... reached out to a few people. I'm hoping to have some merch soon. And so, Hannah, I appreciate your feedback on that. I did reply to some things that you said, so you might check that Discord and let me know your thoughts on what I replied. But Clay, no, lots of tricks for shorts. I have a mentor with millions of views. Well, it looked like you were getting some pretty good views with, certainly the Grand Canyon stuff you were posting. So yeah, just great job with that. Let's see here. We got a request for Move On from Daniel. Yep, I'll play that for you. LSP says, not going to lie, I was a little nervous on a couple spots. It's a long way down. Yeah, I bet that's funny. Steven says, internet went back. Glad you're back, Steven. Clay says, some days I post several shorts and have even posted multiple. Yeah, that's the thing, too. So, yeah, Lady C, don't worry about over-posting because... yes, you're supposed to post like multiple times a day. That's what's actually recommended. So you flood the market, yeah. You're basically just creating more ways for people to see your stuff and giving people more chance to kind of hear your song and remember it. Lady C says, and I guess I don't really see yours, CMs or Quincy's, so maybe it wouldn't really bother. Yeah, exactly. If you're not seeing like our posts all the time, then that's probably an example right there. You know, I probably need to post more too. So but again, you know, working my way up to it. Clay says, I posted 4 shorts at the same time. 2 went over 2K and the other stayed below 1K. Yeah, I do think, for some reason, I do think posting more actually helps. I guess it feeds the algorithm. They see you're posting and they do more to push it. So so that's awesome. That's, you know, again, I'm kind of working on it, but I might have to take some advice, and yep, I might have to try to up my my frequency when I can. But you know, I want to focus on consistency first. That's kind of the main thing. LSP says, I enjoy the shorts from my subscription list. I leave comments most of the time. Yeah, yeah, I get a few good shorts from my those I'm subscribed to as well. Let me go ahead and play a song for Daniel. Now, I know some of you, Daniel, if you're still out there, let me know. Daniel had a request for Move On, which I did play the song earlier, but Daniel's such a I appreciate Daniel so much, so I'm going to play it for you. And I know there's a few new people who haven't heard it, so there we go. So anyone who hasn't heard Move On, I'll play it for you. And then I think Stanley had a suggestion for Brothers to the End. If anyone else would like to make a request, you can find my song list in the description and just let me know. Even if you haven't heard a song, even if you don't know my songs, you know, just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it for you. You can decide if you like it or not. So. Daniel, this one goes out to you. This one's called Move On. And just so you all know, this is a song about perseverance. So it's a song about, it's easy to just kind of like, I don't know, you get so focused on just looking ahead, and if you take a moment and just kind of look back, you might be surprised how far you've come and how far you've made it. And that's just part of life. It's like, as you're learning and as you're growing, just making improvements along the way. It's just one little step, but eventually these steps, they add up, and you'll be surprised like how far you've made it. So that's kind of what the song is about. It's just, you know, keep pressing on. And, you know, whatever, you know, pitfalls you have, it's like, it's not going to, you know, you've been through this stuff before, you've overcome it before, and you'll overcome it this time. So, yeah, this one's called Move On. Obsessed, you're blind to your progress. See how far you've come, stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come, stay strong. You can move on, so move on. Taste and see this bitter memory. You once were so weak, but now you've been set free. Yeah! See how far you've come, stay strong. You can move on, so move on. See how far you've come, stay strong. You can move on, so move on. So move on. yourself at the end of your road. You know it's not over. When you find yourself at the end of your rope, you know it's not over. You've been down this road more than once before, and it won't stop you this time. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. Thank you. That was a request from Daniel. Thanks for the request. Yeah, that one's just for you. And anyone, if you enjoyed the song, that one is available on Spotify, so you can listen to it again. In fact, I will post a link for you for that song. Yep, here we go. All right, let's catch up with the chat. So yeah, there's a link there if if you want to listen to it again. So, all right, catching up with the chat here. Let's see. All right, so Hannah says, definitely got to post some more once I feel better. Got sick Monday, and I'm still feeling it today. Barely have a voice to talk or sing. Well, I can say the few shorts that you've posted, Hannah, I've really appreciated them. I think you've been doing a good job with it, and I know you're working on some music, so I'm definitely excited to hear that. Sorry you're feeling sick. I hope you feel better. Best tips I can give you, rest is super important, getting plenty of sleep. Lots of vitamin C. I don't know if you've had those emergency supplements. It's basically just a bunch of it's little packets of vitamin C powder. You just mix it in with water or something. Usually they're fruit flavored. So, get lots of that, eat lots of fruits, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and to be honest, so when I say rest, what I really mean is sleep. Make sure you're getting good sleep. But during the day, it might actually be good to get a bit of movement, kind of get your body moving, get some blood flow. Blood flow is so good for recovery. So just, nothing too intense, just like some light, consistent activity, that's really good. Yeah, there's my health tip for you all today. So anyone dealing with sickness, those are Quincy's health tips. So Daniel says, haven't made a short yet, but I have a few things in mind. Yeah, you'll have to check it out, man. I mean, even, you can make shorts out of the few little videos you've had. Like you could just post a highlight of like a guitar solo from one of your videos that you've done and just post that as a short. Yeah, you might have to play around with that if you are interested in doing that. Clay commenting to Daniel, my friend posted 8-second shorts of a roll of toilet paper and chose a random song and got like 8K views. So, yeah, Lady C says that's odd. Daniel says, well, that's inspirational. So, yeah, maybe I need to try that. I'll have to start filming toilet paper rolls and putting my music over it, see if that works. So, But here, Hannah says, low-key hates when that happens, especially when it's zero effort, short that blows up, while your week-long project only gets like 5 views. Yeah, that is the frustration. Now, I will say this. If this encourages you, do keep this in mind. What is the goal with shorts? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with it? Because, it is true. You could post something kind of silly and get a lot of views, but a lot of people might, it's easy for people to like something, but for people to actually, and by like, I mean like, they see a video, they see a clip they like, and they click like, and then they move on and they forget about it. But that's not, like, especially for musicians, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to find people who connect with our music. So if we post a song, we're looking for more than just views and likes. We're looking for engagement. We're looking for people like, hey, that was good. And we want them to go listen to the full song on Spotify, or we want them to check out the full music video on YouTube, or we want them to join in with the next live stream. So that's kind of the goal. Like, it's not just about getting views, it's about getting engagement. And I could say that's something I've learned, being on YouTube. I myself, I might be new to shorts and stuff, but, as far as YouTube goes, subscribers aren't even the most important thing. What's most important is engagement. Now, I will say a lot of you guys in the community, you guys are doing awesome with engagement. Like, I'll check out your videos, and you're getting lots of likes. In relation to the views. Even if you're not getting many views, the views that you are getting lots of engagement, lots of likes, lots of comments, and that's a lot more important than just getting views. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, nothing wrong with like doing a little bit of both. I see Clay, kind of using the technique, kind of posting real stuff, and then a few random things just in case they blow up. We got a question from Hannah asking, how come you dropped Morris from your name? So I am still Quincy Morris, just so you all know. I'm trying to think how this started. So when I first started YouTube, I think I just put my name. I can't remember if I put Quincy Moore. Actually, when I first started, I used a fake name. So my fake name was Jeremy Kane, and that was a combination of Jeremy was a name that my parents were going to give me, but they didn't. They went with Quincy. I'm actually glad that they went with Quincy, but I learned that. I was like, oh, that's neat. They were going to name me Jeremy. So that was kind of like my alias name online, and then Kane is my middle name, and so Jeremy Kane was kind of my, my fake name. And then after a while, when I started like kind of posting stuff and like wanting to actually be known for it, I remember someone commented and they're like, "Nice work, Jeremy," and I was like, "Wait, that's not my real name." So I was like, maybe I'd better update that. So I think I went with Quincy Kane Morris, and I can't remember how I stumbled on it, but where I'm from, Morris, there's a lot of Morrises where I live. There's a lot of Morrises, a lot of Shiflets, a lot of Colliers. And so I think originally, I thought Quincy Kane Morris just had like a nice kind of ring to it, Quincy Kane Morris, but it seemed a little bit long. And so when I did kind of, and when it took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, like I knew I wanted to do something with music, but I didn't know what style and stuff. And so eventually when I decided to be a solo artist, I was like, all right, what's a good name? I thought Quincy Kane Morris was a little long, and I just thought Quincy Kane, the quick, it just had a nice ring to it. And so I ended up dropping the Morris. And you might notice that recently, yes, my YouTube channel for a while was Quincy Kane Morris. And at first I was going to leave it like that because I was thinking my YouTube channel would be kind of like my main hub for all my stuff, whether it was like a short film or whatever style of music, it's just stuff from me. But I'm really trying to get a good foothold with my career for this particular brand. So I'm just trying to have some brand consistency across social media. So I went ahead and updated it, dropped the Morris, and just went on Quincy Kane. So I definitely, I love Morris. I love the Morris family. Nothing like that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so that's why. Yeah, Quincy Kane is the name that I'm rocking for this particular brand. Yeah, thanks for the fire. Okay, so sorry, LSP's requesting Arctic Monkeys Arabella. Now, I do know if you're requesting for learning a song, I could maybe try to learn that one. But as far as playing it, I'm afraid I don't know that. I can only play, I'm only playing original songs that I know, which you can find my songs in the description. But if you want to remember that one, I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with Arctic Monkeys. I don't know if I know that particular song, but maybe if you tune in for the 10-minute song challenge, segment, then yeah, that might be a good one to request for that. Clay says tomorrow is going to rock. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for the fire, you all. Appreciate that. Clay, Quincy should play live on the block party. So yeah, LSP. Chad invited me, and so I am going to be participating in the block party tomorrow. So yeah, if you're going to be attending, looking forward to seeing you there. It's going to be the first one I'm a part of. So yeah, definitely looking forward to trying it out. Again, thank you for the applause. Yeah, and sorry if I'm like way behind. I was, kind of answering some questions. And yep, you're welcome, Daniel. Nice, great suggestion. Yep, my pleasure. Lady C says, I'm beginning to suspect I might be coming down with something myself. Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope so too. I hope you feel okay, especially, I hope you're feeling well enough to be able to sing tomorrow. I know, I don't know what area you're in, but in my area, there's a little bit of sickness going around. My mom and my brother are dealing with a little bit of sickness right now, but I think they're on the up and up. So basically, you pick the most impressive part of the song for the short, I suppose. Yes, that would be a good technique. Just finding a good highlight. And the nice thing about shorts is I think it's good to think short and sweet. Like, you want to leave them wanting more, or you want them to, like, watch that part over and over again. So even though, like, one thing I've learned is, like, even though you can post up to a minute for a short, I think sometimes it's best to just do less, rather than posting, like, a minute of your song, just kind of, like, get to a good part of it, let them get a taste of that, and then, like, as it's starting to kind of get good, then have it fade out. And so that way, they're like, man, I wanted to hear more of that, and so then they might go check out the full song. So I think it's better to kind of leave them wanting more rather than to overstay your welcome. So that's why you can make several shorts with just a single song, because you could do one for just the verse, one for the chorus, one for the guitar solo, one for the bridge, whatever kind of song it is, But you do want to, just... People have really short attention spans, so you do want to, like, get right to the good part of whatever it is. So it depends on the song and what the song features. Okay, yep. Daniel says, I've been wanting to do a short of my friend's song who did a recording back in 1987 with his band. That's pretty cool. I had the opportunity to remaster the tapes. That is cool. Now, did you get to do that? Did you get to remaster them? Or is that something that you're still trying to kind of work on? That's pretty sweet that they have, like, some tapes of some original recordings. That would be cool. Yeah, I'd certainly be curious to hear and see that. Hannah says, originally planned to do my full name, or at least my first and last name, but I'm using my last name for my band and don't want to share the name until the lineup's complete. The band's name, I mean. So, okay, cool. Well, I think that's a good way to do it. And it is kind of something to think about. When you're coming up with a name, So. Lady says, ooh, the cliffhanger is a good idea. Yeah, that's kind of, and Stan, I don't know if you're referring to me, you monster, saying, leave them wanting more. It's like, I think that's how the game goes. I think that's what you got to do. That's at least what I'm experimenting with, Again, I'm kind of just starting off with shorts too, and so to be honest, like, my expectation is, like, I think I'm gonna have to stick it out for probably a few months before I can really assess what is actually working and stuff. Like, I don't think you try, like, a week and it's like, well, they're not working. And I don't even think a month is enough time. I think you got to stick with it for a while. And again, at some point, even if they're not working, it might not be what I'm doing. It might just be that I got to, try to post a few more shorts as well. So we'll see. Daniel says, I did remaster them. I think it actually came out pretty good. The original tapes sound like a demo tape, if you know what I mean. Yep. And I think they turned out well. Nice stereo sound. That's really cool. Yeah, so if you end up posting some shorts of that, I would certainly be curious in checking that out. So definitely keep me posted. All right, cool. Well, we had a request or a suggestion from request from Stanley for Brothers to the End. So let me go ahead and play this song for you. This is a song I have not released this song yet. So anyone tuning in, this is a song of mine that I haven't released, but I think it's on the list. There's a couple more songs I'm planning to work on before I get to this one, but so this is a song I performed it a few times. Some of you are familiar with it. Some of you maybe you've never heard this one, but this is a song that I actually have not released. So this is the only place you can hear it is me performing it live. I did post some videos. Like I think I've got a playthrough video of me playing it. It's actually kind of interesting looking back. I posted a playthrough for this song, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I think I've gotten a lot better at singing since then. So that's encouraging. It's nice to look back at something and be like, man, thank God I've gotten better now. Getting a lot better now. So that's something I'm really grateful for. Like I don't I definitely. I'm not the best singer, but what I just know I really love singing. Like, I just enjoy it. Singing's such a great, I don't know, it brings me a lot of joy. I really enjoy singing, and I was not born with like a naturally awesome singing voice. So I just know I've had to work really hard. I've had to practice. And so it's encouraging to me to look back at old recordings and be like, wow, I can do better now, So it's just, that's an encouragement to me. Again, kind of goes on with that other song, Move On, just kind of realizing like, when you take a moment to just look back, you might be surprised how far you've come, how much better you've gotten at something, or how much progress you've made, So yeah, I can certainly say that. This particular song is actually kind of a sad song. This is a song about all my friends moving away. So, I remember like having friends in high school, and like I just kind of had in my head, I was thinking like after high school, we're all going to get married at the same time, and we're just going to move in and be next door neighbors, and we're just, we're always going to be with each other. That was like my mentality, but that's just kind of not how life worked. We all had kind of different plans and goals, and life just kind of took us in different ways. And, we still, we're still brothers to the end, but, it's just, sometimes life kind of has different plans, and I'm certainly grateful. Things have turned out. I'm thankful for where I am with life. But I love my friends, and I always praying for them, always hoping the best for them, and always enjoy those opportunities when I get to see them. So that's what this song is about. This song is called "Brothers to the End." This is a request from Stan. If anyone else has got a request, I do think I'm going to try to wrap things up around 8:30. So if you'd like to make a request, the song list is in the description. So feel free to make a request. I'll try to squeeze it in for you. If you've got any last questions, anything you're curious about that you'd like to ask me, let me know. All right, here we go. Brothers to the End. Unbreakable, bonded by our passion, undeniable, brothers till the very end. Just a bunch of outcasts, only meant for slaughter. But we will overcome this if we can band together. Look into my eyes, grab a hold of my hand. Remember who we are, brothers till the very end. Remember who we are. Remember who we are. Never thought I'd be alone. Always thought I'd have a home. One by one you fell away. Calloused hands from digging graves. What was once inseparable has become forgettable. Brothers till the very end, stripped of all its meaning. it's just me. And now it's just me. Distant fragment, shattered pieces. Thank you. Again, that one's called Brothers to the End, and haven't released that one yet, but eventually, it's on the to-do list. Let's catch up with the chat. I was rocking out a little too hard on that one. My headphones almost came off. I was like, oh no! You know, trying to have good stage presence, but try not to, you know, undo my my setup, you know, in the process. You know, try to stay collected. You know, not undo any cords or you know, unplug anything, or whatever it might be. So, all right, let's see here. Stanley says, no, that's how it goes. My friend, fishing it's called. So if you're talking about, you know, not sure where fishing comes in. I don't know if you mean like an activity to do alone. Or, you know, I've got plenty of, you know, I think skating is my activity to do alone. LSP says, amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Definitely bring up your guitar volume for the block party. That's interesting. I appreciate the feedback. My guitar should be louder. I don't know if I... Yeah, I don't know if I did something, but I'll keep that in mind. It should be. It might just be. I might need to put new strings on it. So usually when I have new strings, it comes through a bit louder, and they could be a bit old. I tried to get it to where like, yeah, it's, you know, I want it to sit nicely with the backing track, but I want it to be obvious that I'm playing, and it's not just, oh, I'm playing. It's just you know, I'm not syncing with a backing track. It's like, no, I'm actually playing. So I try to get it to like sit just above the mix, but maybe, yeah, maybe maybe I need to get some new strings. Again, working on a new song, and so I always change my guitar strings whenever I'm recording for a new song. So, but I appreciate the feedback. I'll keep that in mind, and I'll try to make some adjustments for the block party. Daniel asks, haven't heard it. Let's Start Again live in a while. Yep. So there's a little story behind Let's Start Again. It's kind of funny. I think this is always going to be kind of a special song for. So I remember Daniel tuning in, man, back in like my first stream or something. So again, I've been doing music for a little while, but it's Daniel says, so yeah, thanks for reminding me. I need to change my strings. It's yeah. I don't like to waste strings, so I definitely like to get my use out of them. But yeah, thankfully, you know, recording is kind of a good way for me to change them fairly frequently. But they're probably due for a change. Yeah, so, yeah, Daniel first tuned in, and I've been doing music for a little while, but it took me a while. I like so many different genres, and so I actually have some old songs that I'd released, and, you know, kind of in different stuff. I had, like, kind of some more hard rock sort of stuff. I had kind of some kind of punk rock or alternative rock sort of stuff. Even had, like, some piano, acoustic kind of stuff, and it took me a while before I decided to kind of settle on metalcore, and so I remember Daniel commenting on a video and just asking like, "Hey, could you play Let's Start Again for your live stream?" And at first I was going to be like, no, you know, I just, you know, it's not really the style that I do, you know, so I'm not really worried about it. But then I was just thinking, you know what, like for someone to just, you know, some guy on the internet that I don't know, for someone to say like, "Hey, I like this song of yours, will you play it for me?" You know, just like, I don't want to take that for granted. So I was like, you know what? I changed my mind. If you show up, I'll play it. And so sure enough, he showed up, and I played it for him. And he showed up ever since then. And so, you know, Daniel, I appreciate you so much. And so, yeah, anytime you want to hear that one, I will always have that on the list for you. So, yep. Lady C says, cool to hear an unreleased song. Thanks. Yep. My pleasure. Yep. Y'all kind of, there's a few of them. Let's see. I can name some other ones. let's see here. Actually, I am not. Yeah, I think the only ones on my list right now, it's not much. It's Brothers to the End and Waiting. That's the other one that I have not yet released, but I am planning to release that. I think Let's Start Again, I've technically released that, but it's a slightly different genre. It's more of an alternative rock song. Let's see here. And I think Weight of Tomorrow, if that's on the list, I don't know if that's on the list or not. That's a song, that's actually a song from my old band. So, I mean, technically it's been released, but it's not one of my songs. And then I might have a song on there called Guilty. I don't know if I've included that on the list or not, but that was like an old hard rock song. So getting close. So there's only like a couple like unreleased songs, and then yeah, then thankfully I'll have released all my songs so far, and then working on writing some new ones. So awesome. Okay. Let's see here. Stan says, yes, sorry, I can't remember the name, but I love the song. I wish I could help you. So I don't know if it's a song I just played, or if it's a song I'm talking about, or if it's a song Daniel said. Let's Start Again. So yeah, so let me get set up for that. I got a tune. Yeah. So if anyone else has any other requests, just let me know, and I'll play another song for you. If you got any questions, anything you're curious about, any topics you want to dive into, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Let me get my guitar set up for this next song here. So I guess like the story behind this one is actually kind of an older song I wrote back probably like around like 2014, I think is when I originally released it. Again, at that time, I was kind of like just learning, like, I mean, I'd been recording stuff for a while, but I was really like starting to get better at like recording and mixing and that kind of thing. And, but at the time, and maybe, any other creatives out there, maybe you can relate to this, but, creativity is just fun. It's just, just making music is fun. You don't think about, what genre it is, if it fits in a certain genre or anything like that. And so, I would just work on different projects, like whatever I was in the mood to do. So I can't remember the specific band that inspired this, but, I must have been in this mood, whatever, this style of music. And, so I wrote it, recorded it, and I released it on, at the time, it was just Bandcamp. Might need to check my tuning real quick. So, yeah, at the time, it was just Bandcamp. So, you could upload MP3 files, and people could download them. Which I don't know how much people actually download music anymore. I still post my songs to Bandcamp, so if any of you, if you'd like to download music, you can visit my Bandcamp page, and you can still download it there. But I think so many people just stream music these days. Okay. All right, there we go. So close enough. But yeah, so when I originally released it, my plan was, my strategy when I was younger was, I hope someone discovers me, like, I hope if I just put my project, someone will be like, hey man, hey kid, you've got real spunk, and I've since learned that, like, whatever you're going to do, if you're going to have a career in something, you've got to be focused, and, like, yeah, you got to educate yourself a little bit, and, there's just more to it than somebody discovering you. And so, yeah, so I had songs from different genres. This is one, but yeah, I still pull this one out for Daniel every now and then. So here we go. This one's called Let's Start Again. Which actually, real quick, I don't play this one too much, so I don't want to bomb the solo. So let me learn the solo real quick. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. This one's for you, Daniel.
Back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why you
oh my gosh, I forgot the words. Man, maybe I need to listen to this song more. Hold on. Take it back just one more time to see if you and I can make it right. Yeah, all right, I got it. Take two. Sorry.
Back just one more time and try to see
if you and I can make it right.
I don't understand, why do we always have to fight? It's a cycle we go through, you and I are too afraid to lose. It wouldn't be so hard if you would just tell me the truth. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again. Let's take it back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. Do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again.
Thank you. And yep, that's kind of a rare one. It used to be available on Bandcamp, but I don't think I have it available on there anymore. So I think it's on YouTube. So if you want to listen to it, you can look it up there. But there you go, Daniel. That one's for you, brother. All right, let's catch up with the chat, and might have to put a wrap on this soon. So, but I appreciate all of you tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Let me know if you've enjoyed it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. So, all right, let's catch up here. Oh, hey, Jack. Actually, I might have one more song because Jack had made a request earlier, but I didn't get to play it for him. So I might play one more song for you guys before I tune out. So let's see here. Just catching up with the chat. Yep, Jack says, sorry, I had to dip out at 7. I will have to go back and watch what I missed. No worries, man. I know you made a request earlier, and so haven't played it yet, so I'll play it for you now that you are tuned in. Stanley says, even the tuning process rocks. I'm glad that's entertaining to you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like 101 to not do, like not to tune in front of your audience, but hopefully I can somehow make it a little entertaining. I try to talk while doing it, but maybe tuning with harmonics, kind of helps a little, might make it a little more interesting, Hannah saying hi to Jack, some hellos. Yeah, Daniel says, time to bring out the teleprompter. Yeah, I'll have to listen to that song a little more, because I don't play it as frequently as my other ones, and so yeah, so I was totally just drawing a blank on the lyrics there. So sorry about that, but yep. Thanks for the fire, LSP. Thanks for the clapping. Aggressively claps from Daniel. We'll appreciate it. Yep, awesome. Lady C says, I like that one. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Abe the Band, thanks for tuning in, man, and appreciate it. Yeah, it's like I said, I like a lot of other styles of music, and so I still hope, I want to get a good foothold in what I'm doing right now with kind of the alternative metalcore kind of stuff, but I'm hoping to have other music projects. I'd like to do kind of like an acoustic thing, acoustic guitar, piano stuff, just like nice, sad, pretty songs, maybe a few like upbeat stuff, but, so some of my influences with that would be like Ben Folds, The Fray, Sufjan Stevens, Jack Johnson, so that kind of stuff, that kind of in that ballpark. And then kind of like what you just heard, like I'd love to do like some pop punk kind of stuff. So sort of some songs like that and maybe a bit more, punk rock. And then I still would like to. I'd like to do like some technical progressive metal stuff. Something with a little bit more harsh vocals, more the screaming and stuff, and just like more of the technical, musicianship kind of stuff. But that's what I want to do. But one step at a time. I got to get a foothold in something first. So I'm focusing on what I'm doing right now. LSP says, I have been enjoying the stream since I got here. Very entertaining and interactive with the chat. Well, thanks, LSP. Appreciate that. Abe has a question. Says, here's a question for you. How many total songs would you say you've written? That is a good question. Now, if you say total, like any genre, let me do a little math for you. So as far as like this brand, Quincy Kane, I have, I'm counting them now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 songs. I'm trying to think if there's any I'm forgetting about. Okay, I think for this brand, I have like 11 songs. If we count like some other songs like that I've released with other projects, Let's Start Again would make 12. Guilty would be 13. I had a band, and we called At War With Myself, and we released an EP with 5 songs, so 14 plus 5, so that's 19. I wrote the songs for that. I pretty much wrote all the songs. There was one song on that EP that I wrote with a friend, but, we'll count it. So that's 19. Now for like acoustic stuff, I released an acoustic EP a while back with 6 songs, so 19 plus 6, that's 25. And then before that, my first album I released, I think it had 8 songs on it, if I remember correctly. So 25 plus 8, that's 33. If I could do math, 33. Let's see here, 33. Oh, whoops, I forgot. There's 2 more I forgot. So from my stuff, the 2 instrumentals. So 33, 34, 35. That's 35 right there. 35. I wrote a song for my mom that I haven't released, so that's 36. Wrote a song for my dad that I haven't released, that's 37. Wrote a song for a friend that I haven't released, that's 38. Wrote a song about a girl, that's 39. 39. Let's see. So I'd say, like, as far as like finished songs, I think 40 is a safe number. It wouldn't surprise me if there's probably some that I'm not remembering, that I have. But I think as far as like straight up songs that I've finished and can perform are 40. Now, to be honest, as far as like, I have some songs that like, they're done, but they just don't have lyrics yet. So I've got a lot of songs like that. Like I've literally got like project folders of just like all kinds of songs, So, I can't finish them fast enough. So as far as finished goes, it's a while, but yeah, maybe around 40. LSP says, how about some Zach Brown? Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest country fan. I will say that there are some country songs I like, and I've certainly grown to appreciate it more. A lot where I live, a lot of my family, a lot of friends listen to country, and so I've always felt a little, Again, I was kind of drawn towards rock and stuff. So always sort of felt a little bit like the black sheep, even though I'm loved and stuff. Definitely, I always kind of say I'm the black sheep, but not the outcast, because I'm a little different from my surroundings. But there's definitely a few country songs I appreciate, and especially like getting older, I certainly appreciate like certain artists or certain songs. Like I can tell, and I love hearing like my brother. I love hearing them sing. I like hearing my dad sing, and so they might sing a lot of country songs. So I can't say I listen to it regularly, but there's a few songs I do enjoy. Sometimes I will say this. What's kind of interesting, I really like that Western sound. Like you hear it like in a lot of Westerns, that like kind of grungy guitar, kind of, almost orchestral sort of, lots of fiddle and stuff. I do like that kind of sound. But most of the time, like when it comes to like bluegrass and stuff, I'm not really a big fan of that twangy sound. There's a right place for it, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, so sorry. So hate to disappoint, but not the biggest country fan. Let's see here. Abe says, anything music or lyrics. This kind of stuff is always fun to know, at least for me. That's cool. Yeah, well, yeah, glad you found it interesting. Yep. But yeah, so I've definitely written a lot, and I mean, writing music's like my favorite thing in the world. Hannah says, agreed. I'm that kind of nerd. Well, hey, if I'm being honest, I enjoy those kind of questions. And so if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I love sharing that. Like songwriting's my favorite thing to do. So even a while back, a regular viewer, Moonlight, was some of you know her, but she was commenting about unreleased songs, or if I had any like demos and stuff. So at some point, I'm trying to come up with maybe a way that I might start sharing some of that stuff. So kind of some hidden gems or just little unfinished songs or projects and stuff. So actually, with that said, I just remembered another song. So I'm pretty sure it's more than 40, but as far as like what I can think of right now, I think 40 is a safe number to kind of settle on. 40 like finished, but it's probably more than that, to be honest. All right, Jack, let me know if you're still out there. If you're still out there, I've got one more song for you. But if he's gone, then I might have to just put a wrap on this. LSP says, I'm hard to disappoint, seriously. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not easily disappointed. So, yep, good to know. Abe says, I've always said there's no genre I specifically don't like. I think I found something I like everywhere. It just may not be what others like. And I think that's a good mentality. I will say this. My perspective's changed a lot. Like, if I can be honest, I used to really not like bluegrass. I remember one time there was a bluegrass event happening and the music was playing, and I had to go into my car and put headphones on and play heavy metal because I could not handle it. I'm not like that anymore. I used to be like that. Now I have kind of a greater appreciation for it. In fact, I would say I even enjoy playing bluegrass if I get to do it with my brothers. Like I wouldn't play it on my own, but like, if I have a chance to play with my dad and we're playing bluegrass, I love that. Like I am totally gonna enjoy that. And that's something I've certainly learned is like, so, that's the great thing about music is just how it connects people. So I can definitely find things to appreciate about. Again, country might not be the genre I listen to, but there are some country songs and I'm just like, yeah, that's a good song. It's like I can appreciate it from a songwriting perspective. Like, even if it's not my genre, I can tell like it's just a great song, great vocals, great, arrangement and in the song and stuff. So there's definitely things I can appreciate. And so I definitely try to have that mentality. I try to, but I like to be genuine too. Like I like to be honest. I don't want to say I like something just to be nice. But I will say I do make an effort to find something to like. Like if there's just a song that I'm not digging, I will find something like, hey, it's got a nice beat. Or it's like, hey, good job writing a song. It's awesome that you put it out, or something like that. It's just like, if there's something, it's like, I will try to find something to appreciate. I like to be genuine about what I say. So, Jack, I don't know if you're out there. If Jack doesn't respond in the next couple minutes, I might have to wrap this up. But if he responds, I got one more song for you also. Stan says, love you, man. See you Friday. I think Stan's tuning out. Yep, love you too. I'll see you tomorrow. Hannah says, if anyone were stranded on an island and could only bring 3 albums, what 3 would they be? Man, that's tough to say on the spot. To be honest, I'd probably have to have some variety. I would need like a good metal album. I would need a good acoustic kind of piano, like something nice and soft or pretty, and then maybe something else. Whew, man, that's a good question. Off the top of my head, all right, I'm going to give you a quick answer, but this is really a question like I could really take my time and come up with something. Man, the metal album, that's the tough one. I'm trying to think like which album. Part of me is thinking like maybe Between the Buried and Me Colors 2, because they're a progressive metal band, and so there's like just a lot of variety in it. So I feel like that's a good one to just have a lot to enjoy, and it's a very lengthy album, so you get a lot of music for that one particular album. I think I'd have to go with a Ben Folds album. Maybe Ben Folds, either Rock in the Suburbs or what is it? No, actually, I'd probably go with the Super Sunny Speed Graphic LP. So I think it's I think I'd have to go with that. So I'd probably go with the Ben Folds album. Might go with Between the Buried and Me Colors too, and then man, a third one. There's a lot I can think that I'd enjoy. Like I almost want to say Extol, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do another metal album. I almost want to say Killswitch Engage. As Daylight Dies. Like I love that album. Or Chevelle, man. Like Chevelle. Maybe Wonder What's Next. Like that's a good one. I tell you what. All right, I'm going to give you my on-the-spot answer, and then I'm going to write down this question, and I'm going to give you my my polished answer later. So for right now, I'm going to say, on the spot, on an island. On the spot, I'm gonna go ahead and just say Between the Buried and Me Colors 2, Ben Folds, the Super Sunny Speed Graphic LP, and then for my third album, let's just go Chevelle Wonder What's Next. But I'm gonna think on that question, and I'm gonna come back with like a more refined answer. But on the spot, I think I'd be happy with those 3 albums. Those are some favorites of mine, and I feel like they have enough dynamic to them where I could kind of listen to them and kind of cover all my moods, with those albums. But, let's see here. Hannah says, your reaction to the bluegrass is my reaction every time my mom and sister start playing Morgan Wallen. Yep. I'd have to look up that particular artist, but yeah. Again, that's how I reacted years ago. I wouldn't react that way now. But Hannah says, heard the album question being asked in an interview with an indie pop singer, and she could only name 2 albums total. Yeah, it'd be. I don't know if that's because she only knows 2 albums or if she was having a hard time picking. But that's a tough question. That's a fun one though. LSP says, you have the same attitude as I. I appreciate your honesty. Well, thanks, And yeah, just I want to be genuine, but I want to be nice. It's that simple. Abe says, I can't answer questions like that, mostly because I don't have a favorite anything. It always depends on my mood. And yeah, that's such a good point. Like that's what I would want to think is I'd have to plan in advance, like what are some albums that could best cover my moods, because I will say, like, metal is a style, like, I just don't get sick of metal. Like, I just, I can listen to it all the time, and especially the bands I listen to, like, I feel like I can get, everything I want. If I want something really heavy, I can get heavy and aggressive. If I want something more emotional or powerful, I can get that as well. But, sometimes I'm in the mood for just, like, acoustic stuff. Sometimes I'm in the mood for just sad, pretty piano music. Sometimes I want something electronic, something, with more of a beat or a vibe to it, something more atmospheric. It just, mood can kind of depend. And especially, like I love movies. And so I love how music can complement movies. So again, back to, like I was saying earlier, like, I don't really care for that twangy sound, but sometimes for a movie, that might be the right sound for like a certain setting or a certain character. And so I enjoy that. It's like, yeah, I can tolerate the sound because it's appropriate for the character. And so in that same way, I just feel like that's the cool thing about music, is there's so many different styles and moods and that are just appropriate for whatever setting. So yeah, so it's nice to have a variety of things to enjoy. Lady C agrees, says, I'm right there with you, Abe. Abe says, but I did once leave the Seven Dust album Seasons in my car for like 6 months without changing it. Yeah, I think I've certainly, I'm sure I've been through moods too, especially back then. Back then when CDs were a thing, like, that's all you had to listen to. Like, someone gave you a CD and it's like, all right, this is what I'm listening to. It's kind of funny. Me and my brothers, when we used to share a room together, we used to go to sleep to music. Do any of you, do you go to sleep to music? I know a lot of people, they don't like silence. And so a lot of people, they'll put on a fan, or they'll even put on like a fan sound, like a video of just a fan sound, just to have some white noise. But I like to listen to music. For me, sleeping is just another opportunity to enjoy some nice, calm, peaceful, relaxing music. But back in the day, me and my friends, me and my brothers, we had a CD player, and that was kind of our chance to sort of listen to an album. If one of us got a CD, we would get to listen to it while we went to sleep. And so sometimes my brother would put in a country album and put that in, and we'd hear those songs, and I'd learn those songs. I used to go to sleep to metal. I remember my friend giving me Kill Switch Engage, As Daylight Dies, and I used to go to sleep to that album. I would put it on, and yeah, I would just listen to it and be able to sleep to it. I could not sleep to it anymore. Now if I go to sleep, I still listen to music going to sleep, but it's got to be more like calm and atmospheric, or just like soft and pretty. I can't really go to sleep to metal anymore. But back in the day, I used to listen to those albums, and that was kind of like, that was just one of the opportunities I had to actually sit and appreciate. So yeah, there would definitely be an album. I would listen to it. I would listen to it if I was working out. I would listen to it if I was traveling somewhere. I would listen to it if I was going to sleep. Just whatever the opportunity was. Abe says, not anymore, but I used to. Hannah says, more times than not, I sleep in silence. But if I'm having trouble sleeping, or I'm just too energetic, I'll put on an album on my YouTube and listen to that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I was curious if anyone else kind of does it, or just pop a CD in my Xbox. Yep. But yeah, I've got a playlist for sleeping, so I still like to sleep to music. But anyway, I'm not sure that Jack is. Daniel says, yes, I go to sleep to some music. One of my favorite bands to fall asleep to is Opeth's Morning Rise album. Very beautiful. I'll have to check that out. That's cool. Appreciate the suggestion. I'm not sure that Jack's out there, so I do think we are going to put a wrap on things. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoy the stream. Let me just say, if you'd like to support me in what I'm doing, I'm posting a link now. This link is also in the description, but this is a link to a virtual tip jar, and I definitely appreciate anything you can do to support. It helps me out. I would like to have a career out of this, and I'm starting small, but anything helps, and so I certainly appreciate you guys and your support. If you don't have the financial means to support me, my biggest goal right now is building an audience. So some ways you can help me do that is, one, just by sharing my music, sharing my content, my videos, inviting people to the streams, just sharing it so other people can see it and hear it. And also, you know, just liking my videos, my content, leaving comments, all that stuff. And lastly, joining my email list. So here's another link that I'm posting. You can find this in the description as well. But if you'd like to stay notified about new song releases or new content, whenever I'm going live, that kind of stuff, you can sign up for my email list, and this allows me to contact you directly and just kind of keep you notified with what's happening. So yeah, so those are 2 links right there. But guys, thank you so much. Thanks, Clay says, great show tonight. Appreciate that. And yeah, I really appreciate you all tuning in. I've had a lot of fun. Hope you've had fun too. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this time. But remember, there's actually going to be 2 streams this week. I'm going to be attending on. You could watch it on my channel. It's actually on Conspiracy Music. That's Clay's channel. Conspiracy Music. It's going to be streaming there. Chad's doing it. The 2 of them are heading it up, Chad and Clay. But I'm going to be participating in a block party stream that's happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, so if you had fun and you want to keep things going, you can join me again tomorrow. And but yep, that's going to be it for now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.